All right, so guys, check this out. I just found something that I haven't used in years. Do you guys remember this? I got this back in 1991. The store was called Unique's, I believe. Down in the village of Manhattan, East Village. And actually, towards the East Village. Greenwich Village. Then I got it embroidered. Plus the new shirt that Coach TNT did. So I want to do something, a reveal. Honey, I want you to close your eyes. Come over here.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Let me move this over. And just be patient with me.
Okay.
And let's see. What happened? You like surprises?
Yeah.
Because you look like you're not too happy right now. What's the name of the thing? Please bear with me. Guys, please bear with me. What happens when you go back in time? What is it called? I had it earlier. Now I can't find it.
Past?
No, not the past. Is it history? The history?
History. It's supposed to be history.
Yeah, history. Like in other words, I want to go back to the history of some stuff that we did. No, wait, that's not the right one. Guys, help me out here. I'm trying to go back to Facebook history. What is that called?
I have no clue. That part
Damn
I
it.
don't know.
Oh, this is not cool.
I don't think
Not that we live. Memories.
There we go.
Memories. Jesus Christ. Facebook calls it memories.
There we go.
I believe.
Yes, it is.
All right, yeah, so it's memories. So, see? Now, this is one of the memories. And let's see. Ready?
Yes.
Eyes closed.
Yes.
And keep them closed.
Okay.
To my lady singing, Rosa, I love you. Happy birthday to my soulmate, little bit.
Oh, you restarted it.
To my lady singing, Rosa, I love you. Happy birthday to my soulmate, little bit. It started in August 2021, when our journey together had just begun. From day one, you captured my heart's embrace. A love story written in our own space. Happy birthday, my dear heart. Little bit and Sydney too.
Two people.
Soulmate in your laughter, love and wisdom I always find true. Thanks to Mom for bringing us together in perfect harmony. Our love grows forever. The perfect match, that's what they all say. Silly and sweet in every possible way. I promise to love you, take care to the end. You deserve happiness, my partner, my friend. Happy birthday, my dear heart. And Sydney too. Soulmate in your laughter, love and wisdom I always find the truth. Thanks to Mom for bringing us together in perfect harmony. Our love goes forever. Through laughter and tears, we're never apart. I'll hold you forever, deep in my heart.
Double.
With Sydney's wisdom, guiding our way. And a little bit of joy, we celebrate today. Happy birthday, my dear heart. Little bit and Sydney too.
Oh my god, a picture. Oh my god. I made that picture for co-pilot. It looks fuzzy.
I'm looking forward to the rest of our lives
Now, we were watching it. What do you think about the video?
Freaking cute as hell.
Do you remember that video? I don't.
I do, kind of.
I remember the photos of it, but
yeah.
I don't remember doing the video. And oh my God, I probably spent a lot of time there because the photos actually are consistent with the song. I'm going to reshare it so you guys are interested, either up or below. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Oh, that went.
Or below. What?
Yeah, because if I share it right now, it's going to go on my wall.
Oh.
It'll be above this video or
Okay.
below. I'm not sure. The point still is that this time she didn't cry, thank God. Because the first time...
yeah, I was this close from doing it.
Yeah,
But
I'm glad you didn't. Because
helped
I'm
myself.
thinking you like the song, and then
I
you start
do.
crying and confuse the heck out of me. I'm like, what the hell she's crying for? I thought she liked the song. I thought she did a good job. The first time I played this, she actually was at the karate school. And we have that video too. Maybe
don't put it up nowhere. I was crying.
Why?
No, I don't want nobody looking at me crying.
And you know what's kind of sad when I think about it? We haven't heard this song in many, many months, right? And we don't know all the lyrics to it. In the meantime, the lyrics are right there in the bottom, so there's going to be a karaoke song or a karate song. I don't know what it's called. Karaoke. Every time I see karaoke, I think it's karate.
Karate karaoke. Something like that. Both, maybe.
Karaoke.
Oh.
Let's think about that.
Nice one.
Yeah, anyhow, a little bit of wisdom sponsored this. I'm glad there was no little bit of tears, because I don't hate that. But a little bit of giggles.
Yes.
Anyhow, I'm going to play a few other songs while a little bit does a thing. But guys, listen, I'm extremely excited. This is Grandmaster Jerry Fast Beat Fontanez, and here I am again talking about what I believe is very, very important, at least to me. Pioneers and legends. Yes, people like the great, late Joe Louis, who wrote me this. My gosh, this is kind of crazy when I think about it, but I met him in 1985. So this photo is from 1985. And at the time, he was doing seminars all over the world. And I literally had a chance to be his assistant because of the great Toki Terrence Toki Hill. During that time, I was a teenager, and I was hungry to become a martial arts world champion and earn a living doing something that I loved. Even though I didn't know anyone personally. Then years after, that award right there was given to me. 2013. Any alumni for the Eternal Warrior Award, a.k.a. the Joe Louis Award. What year did you become recognized or a member? Mine was in 2013. Grandmaster Joe Louis passed away in 2012. So again, when was yours? There was only just over 300 people, I believe, that were inducted into this Hall of Fame. That no, we didn't have to buy dinner. No, it wasn't, or you would consider a business thing. Yes, it was recognized for the results. And I appreciate that. That being the case, I am going to be doing that also. If you notice, we have the UMAN OG Pro League ratings. And I started doing interviews just a few days ago. And these interviews included not just what you consider the interview, but also included a map of the person's history. For example, here on this side, up there on the top, you just don't see my logo, what became my logo, my photo, but you also see the first smash that I ever had. That smash became Sport Karate International magazine. That was in 1988, and that one was in 1994. 1985 and 1990. So, there's a lot of history here. What's your history like? I want to find out. If you are registered for the Unified Martial Arts Network, Fountain of Youth, OG, older guys, older girls, Region 11 launch, National Tour Region 11 launch, then you're going to get interviewed. Whoever does this in the month of February. By March 28th is the date, is at the Latino Pastoral Action Center, aka LPAC, in the Boogie Down Bronx. First one we had was September 20th. Now, that location was also the location where on January 10th, I decided to have a birthday party because I was going to be 20. And it was interesting. During that time, I said how I didn't have anyone. There was no other Fontanas there. So no family or relative were there. Now, mind you, let me tell you the difference of what I believe. I believe that family are people of similar minds. So there were family there, but there weren't any relatives. But when you got relatives, people with the same last name, that you have a good relationship with. Also, oh my God, that's a whole other level of bonding. People call that blood. It can be tested in the DNA. So within a matter of days, asking you shall repeat, ask and it shall appear. I got a phone call from a lady named Carmen, who happened to be also a Fontanas, and she wasn't even sure if I existed. She heard rumors about her cousin named Jerry, but she wasn't really sure if this Jerry Fontanas that she looked up, aka Fast Feet, was related to her. And her uncle happens to be Uncle Junior, or Uncle Freddie, the only man in my life that was known Fontanas up until I met my dad. And I didn't meet Dad until I was 9 years old. Before that, all it was Uncle Junior, or Uncle Freddie. Or they call him Junior, and I call him Uncle Freddie. So, Uncle Freddie, who happens to be in a, what do they call that place? Is it a convalescent home? Nursing home. Thank you, honey, nursing home. But not too far away. And I had a chance to go, not even 2 weeks after my birthday, over to see Uncle Freddie. And I met Carmen in person and her two daughters. And I met also my other cousins I hadn't seen in many years. So to say the least that I'm happy, I mean, I should say, if I say I'm happy, that's an understatement. I'm ecstatic that I get a chance to speak to somebody who I'm learning about. So cool. She's 47. She's a phenomenal mother. Very creative. I'm biased because there's a lot of things her and I have in common, including a warrior spirit. And I'm looking forward to developing the relationship for the rest of our lives. Because now, you know, there's a saying when you become successful that somebody will say, oh my God, on overnight success at age 70, you know, if you're 70 years old. Well, to me, I feel like I have a portion of my life being completed. Because, man, I don't know no freaking Fontanas. And the ones that I do, I always say we have to be related. So we still call each other friends, or I should say family. But realistically, I don't have a specific. But I knew that my cousin, Carmen, along with her younger brother, Freddie, who I did speak to in 2010, lived in Wisconsin and then relocated to New York. Even though initially my uncle is from Puerto Rico and lived in Spanish Harlem, 118th Street, and between 2nd and 3rd, and we lived on 119th Street between 2nd and 3rd. That was back in the late 60s, I should say mid-60s, 1966 when I was born. So I'm in the process of doing an autobiography, and there was a whole bunch of missing links to what would be these family members named Fontanas. So that's probably going to have to be the last chapter, because the truth is, I'm just learning my people. Isn't that something? Now, I was never sad about it. It was just a missing thing. I've always been pretty independent. So it's not like, I'll give an example. You have a mother, you have a father. Your mother normally is the one that nourishes you. Not mine. And I'm not mad at her. I didn't need the nourishment. My brother did, rest in peace. What I needed was the opportunity to do my thing. For example, why do I love America so much? And if I didn't want to be in America, I would freaking leave here. Because I get a chance to be an entrepreneur. I get a chance to be a freaking grown-up, a man. I don't think anybody in the entire world has authority on me. And I don't have it under me. My point is that I love when people get an opportunity to become all they can be, and I only have the army. I hate freaking bullies. I hate lies. I hate cheats. I love creative people. Oh, I love honest people. I love that I can look at my history and be honest and say, shit, I did about 10% of what I wanted to really do. When people give me compliments, thank you, but it just reminds me, damn it, I got to get busy. I can do better. The biggest insult that I can ever have from anybody, and you guys have done it unintentionally, when you say, oh, you've done enough already. Done enough already? I haven't done shit compared to what I wanted to do or what I can do. And that's the same thing with you. If you want to keep it 100% honest. Even when people normally say, like, I'm going to keep it 100%, they lying themselves. Cause if you have to say keep it 100%, no. All I'm saying is that I'm not humble. I've said it before. I'm just honest. And honestly, I believe that I can do a lot more than what I've done in recent years. So when I look at something like this, man, this is a jacket. The average person would have took this jacket, possibly bought it, maybe they didn't like it, but orange is my favorite color. Found out that's the same thing with my cousin Carmen. And then I just put a logo on it, the original Fonteness Karate logo, which probably reads wrong, because it's supposed to read from the left to right, Fonteness Karate, and then people used to call it Karate Team Fonteness. Seems to be Totally Awesome Team, and then I became Team Totally Awesome. The first time I heard that was really Team Tyson. Anyway, my point is that this goes back for many, many years. And I still have it. Now, I don't have everything. There was a time where I lost that leather jacket with the airbrush in the back that was bought at Andrew Marks, the first butter soft company that I ever knew, way before Pele Pele. For those of you, well, we're just talking clothing right now. Because there was a time where you had to wear some nice gear in order to be fly. That's why I always had great uniforms at tournaments, because to me that was like my gear. And most people, oh my God. I will put a video where my mom talked about how people's uniforms today, how they look. She was embarrassed. You know, the shiny, hiney uniforms, some of them still got it right now, and they think they look good. They got all these different colors and things that just don't match. But people are just gaudy. I guess living in New York gives me an advantage to have a different type of flavor, plus in hip-hop too. Because a lot of stuff that I see is just corny. I think it's corny that if you're a martial artist and you're not dangerous, or at least look dangerous, that's stupid. It's freaking corny. Or if you if you still got gas in your tank and you never had a chance to really prove yourself, but you're embarrassed that you're going to get exposed, so you rather do kata and not fight, you're corny. Especially since fighting is a lot easier than doing kata. I coined the phrase kata fag, and I apologize. I did that in 1985. And those two people in particular, I'm going to have to expose them. And I apologize because this was me being out of line, but let's just keep it real. There was a guy named Jean Fournette, and it's spelled Jen. So I thought it was Gene. Not a smart kid. 8th grade education from the Bronx, 1985. I see Gene. He said, it's no Gene, it's Jean. Now, I know he was trying to be educational. And I know he wasn't trying to be brash. But at the time, I'm 18 years old. There's this thing running through me called testosterone. It's through the freaking ceiling. Actually, 19 years old, even worse. No, 19. And he said, it's no Gene, it's Jean. And he said it with an attitude. French Canadians are almost as nasty or arrogant as New Yorkers. The sad thing is that we're both part of it. And when he said that, I'm thinking, he's a little fat, because he didn't have the best body. Because keep it real, this guy was like a little Dumbo, but very flexible, incredibly talented. We're not talking about that. And again, great person, but that's not, I'm just giving you my mindset during that time. And I said, he acted like he could fight. I've never seen this guy fight. Had he sparred before? Yeah, he did. If you go back, he did compete. That was one guy. The other guy was Vavoom. See, I always snapped on people. Vavoom, because Vavoom was a character that had this big mouth. And to me, Charlie Lee's mouth was so freaking big. So he used to go, oh! He reminded me of Vavoom. Again, guys, this is me just being a jokester. Today, they press freaking charges. So I saw Charlie Lee, and I had never seen him spar either. But he had the attitude. It was confidence. It was confidence, guys. But the way I saw it, me being brash and full of testosterone and being a fighter, and I said something, maybe like hello. Maybe he didn't hear me. He walked away like I'm like, So back to back in a matter of freaking a minute, I seen these two dudes that was freaking, they were tall midgets. Yeah, I said it. Tall freaking midgets. Never seen them fight. They walked around like they were killers. And I said, it was freaking gata fags. Hence, that's how the phrase came about. Meaning, they're killers while doing forms. Like the guy that goes, grab me here, and they killers. But I never seen them fight. Doesn't mean they can't fight. I've never seen them fight. And some of them did. And they weren't that damn good. Let's keep it real. I remember whipping people's butts when I didn't know nothing about angles, fakes, repositions, and it was enough to just kick them in the face and stomp them when they try to sweep me. Only because, to me, karate was never fighting. There was rules. So when these guys were trying to intimidate me, that wasn't happening. If I let them intimidate me, my mother would come and whip my butt and buy me some panties. Can't say that nowadays, but it's the truth. You better win or I'm going to kick your butt. So we live in a world that throughout the years, people want to become cordial. And sometimes cordial just means that they start doing things that just don't make any sense. We've supported people that are just not cool people. Hence, what's happened in recent years with what I believe, the elders. Not just in martial arts. I'm going to put another video. I'm going to find it. It's my mother doing basically a testimonial 10 years ago, 2016, about how people were treating elders like they were just victims. And she was talking about the knockout game during that time. These young kids would just beat and knock old people out, which was the most disgusting thing that I even can say I've seen today, women included. And she did a public service announcement talking about she lives in the Bronx. It's never happened to her. The sidebar was that if they would have, she was strapped every day. She would have stabbed them with this ice pick that she had, if not one of the many other weapons. In other words, she says, now I'm not going to be a victim to nobody. That pride sometimes goes away from people and they become complacent to their situation. Meaning, if my mother showed any fear for what would be young thugs trying to do something to her, it would have attracted that same thing. That lady that walks around like this, she shows the victim mentality, and the frequency means go after them. It's in the animal kingdom. When you look at the lion, they don't go after the king of what would be that group. They go after the baby or the weak. Hey, people select who they're going to go after, and it's not going to be someone who's normally strong. It's somebody who's normally weak. So elders, my mother was born in Puerto Rico, grew up in Spanish Harlem, and then the Bronx. 16 years older than me, and she went to Franklin Junior High School. I don't think she even went to high school, to be honest with you. And if she did, it wasn't for too damn long. That's not bragging, that's just being factual. So, but my mom was always tough. Whoa, tough as nail and beautiful. Oh, hottie. My mom was a hottie, plus she could dance. Salsa was no joke. She's part of the first generation of what was the salsa dancers that came from Mambo. So there's a different attitude that these people have. Same thing. Baby boomers, those of you right now who were born before me, because I just missed baby boom, I'm Generation X. So I think it's 1964, might have been the last year. Your guys are a different breed. And if you had an elder, meaning grandpa or grandma taking care of you, then you learn those old school values. And those old school values were rough. They'll get you in jail today. It's embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. This generation, the generation from my children, they're softer than our parents. And that's me being as cordial as I can be. My mother passed away with more testosterone than the average teenager today, and it's sad to say that that's scientifically proven. What happened? What happened to the adults that used to have heart, who wouldn't let themselves be abused? And now they go to tournaments, and their peers that were kata fags. Because I've never seen some of these people fight. If you look at the top, what would be master promoters, or even Waco ones, Waco actually has more competitors. I mean, that's even probably worse because the Europeans have completely, in my opinion, destroyed what was sport karate, hence today is kickboxing. And the reason I say that is because none of them look dangerous. No problem. Skill set wise, yes, people are more athletic today, but my point is that we have some weak leadership, man. We have some weak leaderships. Freaking sellouts. Sellouts. And I don't mean sell out the auditorium so a lot of people come to watch. I don't mean sell out t-shirts. I mean sellouts in the sense that you're selling to the kids and their parents. You're abusing parents by charging them hundreds and hundreds of dollars for their children to compete. And it's sad because I remember competition was not based on that. It was based on showing up and having skills against a whole bunch of people to be able to take even third place. When there were 60 people, if you took third place, you were feeling really good. They started all these new divisions. It's like, we're going to have the orange division, and we're going to have the light orange division, and we're going to have the purple division, and we're going to have the freaking blue division. Like, they started all these damn divisions and forms just to make people win. And then they have the audacity to think that they're world champions. Then I ask them, how many countries are there? And they don't know. Now, I get it. If you win the National Basketball Association League, you become the world champion of the NBA, which makes no freaking sense either, because if you're a national champion, how is it a world championship? When you win the World Series of baseball, there's only 2 damn countries there. How could that be? So the only sport that really has a world championships is really real football, not American football, meaning soccer. Because they have the World Cup, people from all over the world. And I like that part of it. I like the idea of checking your skills, people from all over the world. However, not when they change the game. How can you guys say that when you're watching the fighting, unless you don't know any better, it's a possibility, you might be incompetent. But how can you think that that does not look like crap? We're supposed to be killers. And the general public respects us until they see us. Check out what happened. Karate finally made it to the Olympics. Yay! And everybody was hopping around. Mimicking each other, trying to steal a point. Yeah. Then one technique was seen and heard all over the world. Roundhouse kick. Guy gets hit, the other one drops. The person on the floor won. The one standing lost. And people were what? So confused and so turned off. One shot that we had to be recognized for sport karate, which is really traditional karate, because what they do in Waco is considered kickboxing. That was started in 1975. Waco, along with George Buckner from Germany, but it was really Mike Anderson who met with the IOC president during that time and petitioned for kickboxing. Up until that point, kickboxing was known as full contact karate. And Anderson was the first one who was what was called the Professional Karate Association. Professional Karate, not Kickboxing Association. Event 1974. That was in Wide World of Sports. I can hear you, hon. Not the whole thing, but right now what you just did with it. Come on, life.
Sorry.
That's our sponsor. You do whatever you want during your sponsor time. I don't care. Anyhow, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of history, and most of you guys don't know the history. So as part of the Unified Martial Arts Network, even people that have been around longer than me, I have to share the history. Because I was put in a weak position, I should say unique position. It was weak too, because I have too many peers. Like most of my friends never graduated to become professional martial arts school owners, like I did when I had multiple operations with 1,000 students, 4 of the 5 boroughs in New York with no financial backing during the entire time my father was still incarcerated. I always mention that because so freaking what if your parents didn't do shit with their life? Has nothing to do with you. So stop with the freaking excuses. Oh, my mother, my father, shut the hell up. It's corny, it's embarrassing, enough already. You're freaking 60, 70 years old, you still live with your parents. Not because you want to, but because you have to, or in your 30s and 40s. 30-year-olds. Every 30-year-old should be kicked out. Every 20-year-old should be kicked out of your freaking house right now. That's my belief. Become a man, become a woman, not a freaking forever 20-year-old, forever 30-year-old. Oh, I'll play my video games. Oh my God, we live in such a stupid world that I can't even say that no more. Because like our children, retards. Ooh, can't say retard. Sorry about that. Special needs. No, I can't say that. Or the special bus, whatever. It's embarrassing because that's what happens to these people that are in positions of power. Leadership in karate. None of them are too freaking smart. And then the ones who are smart, they're get-overs. Why can't they share the money they make at the tournaments with the competitors that make up the tournament, or the school owners that make up the tournament? Have you ever thought about it? Here I am, a martial arts instructor, and there's no karate tournament without competitors. Where do the competitors come from? The schools. So that means that the school owners and you are joint venture partners when they bring you competitors. But you never give them their cut. Now, some of you cut a deal around the corner, around the block, like a hush-hush, but never put in a business model. In 2007, I did that. Laid out a business model, and people were laughing at me. Why are you sharing the money with the school owners? Then the school owners were so damn dumb, gotta say it like that, because they think they're smart. It's the worst part. You know, there's nothing worse when you're freaking stupid and you think you're smart. You know? Like, or you're delusional. Delusional. I know that when I see myself on video, I'm freaking heavy. I know that when I see my face, it doesn't look too bad. Wearing black looks better than white. All the stuff that we had to work, you know, doing the freaking photo from up here. They got one chin and not two of them. All that stuff is just a fact. So we all have to deal with that. But I'm not delusional. I'm not making believe I'm muscular just because I'm showing you, oh, look at my triceps right there. And I'm showing you that part. The rest of it, come on. Like, so people have low self-esteem and they start teaching other people with that low self-esteem. Or even worse, the haters, the people who see other people doing well, but for some reason, they think that they have the authority to be a police officer, to say that something is good or something is bad. Like, all that stuff to me is insane. Like, what the freak's wrong with you guys? And then when I think about the ones that normally talk shit, like, they never really did something. Or they did it at a certain time in their life. And I think the worst part with me is that I've always had high standards. So even when I watch myself do things, it wasn't nothing compared to what I wanted to do. But when I watch other people, they sucked. And then I got to make believe that they were good just because they were there. Same thing now. I can't go to a tournament and make believe that freaking stuff looks good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't work. And the funny thing about it is that the arrogance is even higher now. I'm like, what the hell's wrong? So again, I don't know how long I'm going to live. I'm going for 40 years, and maybe we can expand that. So I'm doing whatever it takes, whether it's freaking taking patches or peptides or freaking collagen, whatever it is, to increase that possibility. Changing my eating habits, exercise habits, mindset, visualization, breathing, you name it, to increase that possibility. Because I want to stay around. But if I'm going to be around, I want to enjoy myself. And I can't enjoy myself watching a bunch of freaking kids doing the same shit over and over and over again, and having the judges and the parents go, oh my God, he's so cute. It's like, and then us, the pioneers and legends that developed this whole thing that predate these circuits, don't get recognized for what they've done or what they're going to do. And they stopped us from doing it. Because they don't love us. They don't give a damn about us. They don't give a damn about us. They don't care about us. Now you got a bunch of people who are phenomenal martial artists. They never got the shit together business-wise. And then they became pretty much panders. So I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, let's do good business. Let's do good business. A good business is both sides benefiting. I am a competitor, you are the promoter, and we work together for the general public, which is called spectators. Not the booster club of family and friends that we abuse because we know they're going to come. And that is what has been happening since 1997, pretty much. When all the teams became the most important thing. When local competitors used to be the stars. Regional ratings were the most important people. In New York, there was very few weekends that you could not compete at a tournament. Now, technically, you might find 2 tournaments in New York City itself, and the rest of it is in some suburb of New York. So it's not even New York City. And again, I'm not saying that people can't fight all over the world, and they can. I'm not saying that. I try with anywhere and everywhere possible to test my skills against people who were rated, and I didn't get a chance to compete against them. But I'm a different breed. I wanted to really see. 'Cause I hated the idea that if I went to a tournament, I beat everybody, but nobody was there, nobody of stature that was rated. Again, doesn't mean that they weren't skillful, because sometimes those people just didn't have the finances to be able to travel to get the stature. But once I go there, if I beat them, if I could beat them, then they wasn't shit. Yeah, I said it, because I wasn't shit. At 16, 17, 18 years old, I wasn't anything compared to what I wanted to be, and what I became. Somebody recently asked me a question, and I know it's going to sound arrogant to some of you guys, but for those of you who know me, understand this. I don't give a fuck what you think. Just don't. But I know that by the time the 1990s came, the majority of the people, especially in New York, copied what my students taught them. Or maybe if they were fortunate to come around my circle. That I didn't invent. I got from, again, the Joe Lewises, the Billy Blanks, the Nasty Anderson, the Fancy Tiger Kims, the people who were willing to share, even people like Ray McCallum, didn't do it personally, but vicariously. It took his attitude, you know. The standards in New York was just so damn low. So low. But not only in New York, it wasn't exclusive to New York. Worldwide. When I would see guys in Karate Illustrated too that were supposed to be killers, I was like, oh my God, killers. And I seen them kick. Man, they couldn't kick for shit. And I was upset. Damn, I'm over here looking up to these guys and I'm freaking, they're not doing things I can't do. And that embarrasses me. That the standards are so low. Now, they talk about the past like they were killers. And some of them were. Ooh, there's some unsung heroes that I can tell you I was a fan of, based on their results. And some of them did it for just a short amount of time, because then their life got in the way. So I kept seeing this reoccurring pattern. As a matter of fact, quadring them, Billy Blanks, one of my mentors, because he definitely helped me quite a bit in his belief about me before I even had it at that level, comes to me one day and says, hey, I've seen 100 people like you. You're an athlete. I'm sure you can do just about any sport. In a few years, nobody will ever hear about you again. And I know he wasn't saying that to be mean. He was saying that to embed something inside of me and check me. And I didn't want to be rude to him because I knew his intentions were good, so I responded with, time will tell. Time will tell. So, this is my personal challenge to anyone who's willing to do it. Be better than you ever have been, or become the best at your age compared to anybody in recorded history. Now I'm changing my goals right now. I just turned 20. Most of the times when I see people fighting anything above 40, 50, forget about 60, they just look like old men. Yeah, scoring the point. Now, there have been people that I've seen that looked much better than most. And quite a few of them did it in spite of having major injuries and illnesses. One in particular, my big brother, called him Dr. Speed, Marty Kakavis. When I think about Dr. Speed, man, if he was at 100 tournaments worldwide, during, let's say, a 10-year era, he would have been multiple world champion probably all 10 years in a variety of weights. Because he was a spoiler. He figured out a way how to beat people. Is he the most talented? Oh, absolutely not. Not the best kicker, not the best puncher, as good as anybody else. But what was the difference, or what makes the difference between him? The guy didn't have the advantage of what would be political, it's sad to say they had it, advantages from teams and so on and so forth, but he still figured out a way to win the money to get home from freaking Brooklyn because he had no money for gas and having children there. Oh my God! That's a real warrior. There was a time where he competed so often in the D.C. area, they thought he was from D.C. Then he fought pretty often in Chicago area. They thought he was from Chicago. If he only was, I'm going to mention, there's 3 people right now that because of their fear, they limited their potential. And the biggest one, believe it or not, is Great Grandmaster Aaron Banks. Great Grandmaster Aaron Banks had a common denominator with my buddy Marty Kakavis, Dr. Speed. They were afraid of flying. You can't go to Europe in a car. Trust me, if there was a bridge, they would have been driving there. There was another gentleman who had the same exact fear, and eventually he was able to overcome that fear and became a top competitor in the National Black Belt League in not one but two weight categories for about 4 years, give or take. And that gentleman was a Horang Do stylist. Could blitz, could kick, could sweep. It's a trivia question, guys. I want you to tell, if you freaking know, Region 2, and he beat them all at different stages. There was also a riot in Las Vegas. That might help you. Actually, California. Rest in peace to this guy. He used to hang out with a guy named Jose Pacheco. But he called Jose Pacheco Jesse instead of Jose. Who was that guy? You know what, hon?
What?
If I leave it up there, people won't even know who the hell he is.
True.
Okay, so I might as well say it. Drew Christian. Rest in peace, my man. Drew Christian. My God, talk about unsung heroes. There's a whole bunch of them. I can stay here for days upon that. And those unsung heroes fucked up. I'm saying it like that because of fear of flying, or fear of business, or fear or excuses, life. Listen, I have 8th grade education. And I'm bragging about it. That's 2 times more than my grandmother who had 4th grade education. And the reason I'm bragging is because I was not what I would consider domesticated to the point where I believed that my value was only based on a receipt. A receipt. Let's say right now I got a college degree. This will really get you guys pissed off. For those of you who try to flex that. So let's say this was a college degree. Hey? And it says, I spent $250,000 on this. So do you know what the degree is to me? A receipt. And you know what most people who have this receipt still haven't done? Pay the shit off. But you brag about your degree and you never even used it. And you know why you got this degree? Because society said you need to have this to be respected. Well, how about if I have self-respect regardless if I use this or toilet paper? My point is that your self-esteem should be based on yourself and not other people's opinions. And if you have self-esteem, you may take your challenges, your fears, and punch them in the jaw. I was afraid of flying. Nope. I was afraid of heights. Similar. So I started to skydive. My student, TNT, Tony Torres, wanted to travel the world. Only he had a challenge. What was his challenge? He was afraid of flying. He took it to the next level. I'm watching a documentary of Tony Torres after he went to jail for 5 years, only because he did not tell a federal agent that his friend was in his house. In other words, he can't lie to a federal agent, so he went to jail for 5 years. And while being in jail, as you guys heard the story in one of the interviews, he got his degree as a chef. I'm watching this documentary that was nominated for an Academy Award. What? This is a Cuban born in the Bronx. Now he's between Miami. They gotta go back to Miami, right? The second Havana. And he has his children in the back seat of what looks like a weird car. He freaking learned how to sky. He learned how to freaking become a pilot. Talk about facing your fears. So he was afraid of flying, so he went and became a pilot. Oh my God. My heroes. Go back to Marty Kakavis. Not sure if you're still here, but Dr. Speed, I see that you was here at one point. And Dr. Speed has gotten injuries, man, and came back over and over again. He's going through some challenges right now, and still, he's been able to win on a consistent basis. But the reason I respect him and love him so much is because, I'm going to say this, guys, even though it might sound racist, but it's true. Ain't no white boys was winning in freaking Brooklyn in the 1980s. He would go to Ronald Duran's tournament and win grand champion. I would just laugh. I don't know why they didn't compete. I guess I was satisfied as a spectator to see this guy just beat everybody who thought they were killers. Yeah, I said it. New Yorkers who were killers, but there was levels to that. Because no one can ever say that they did that to my mother's son. I embarrassed a lot of you guys. So now you guys embarrass me by stealing all my shit, copying my stuff, and making people think it's yours. Yeah, I said it. And it continues. It continues. Yeah. That's okay, because that means that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and I continue to be flattered. Oh, honey.
Yes.
I was talking about Dr. Speed. Marty Cacavin. See this right here, Marty? Fast feet. Your daughter. Your daughter. She did that. This was back in 2000. This guy came all the way from Buffalo, New York to help me multiple times in my karate school. Even to move, like a real brother. One time I was going to Philadelphia to do a seminar, and I made a mistake to let him know that I was doing a seminar. And the reason I say that is because he said, I'll be there. And he had to drive like freaking 8 hours each way or something like that. Wow. So I don't want to put him in a position where he has to do something like that way back when. So he's one of my most loyal, real deal brothers in martial arts. And that's what I do love about martial arts. There's relationships that I see that people have had for decades upon decades upon decades, and it's beautiful. Man, but there's nothing worse than a frenemy, right? Those people who they don't jealous you, they envy you. Envy means that they sleeping right next to you. The envious people sleeping right next to you. Yes. And it's so crazy. But that's okay. Sometimes we make mistakes to the top. No complaints. God knows I've made tons and tons and tons of mistakes, and that's the way you become successful. But you keep swinging. I'm ranting right now slightly, and the reason is because I see people, like my brother, again, interview them, poor, I'm calling it an action star, Momando. His wife Anna has writing skills. What a team. They've been together for 20 plus years, a real deal loving relationship. So when I think about martial artists and the different attributes that they have that I respect about them, a lot of times it's not based on the kicking and punching or lack thereof. Even though if you see the video right there, yeah, I reposted your video, Paul. When you're doing freaking weapons, it looks freaking phenomenal. It's been there for the last few days. Yes, yes, yes. I am trying to entice you to come out and play Warriors. As my brother, Paul Momando from he lives in Staten Island, originally from Brooklyn, came all the way to the freaking Bronx during a rainy night with his wife after his grandchild had a birthday and came to my birthday. Thank you. Man, there's so many great people. I'm not complaining about the wonderful relationships that I have, but I am complaining about people's low standards. The more you raise your standards, the more beneficial it is for everybody. Don't get scared, guys. Don't get scared. What's the biggest thing that somebody can ever buy? Somebody says, a nice car. How about when you did that already? How about a nice house? What's next? A mansion. How about if you got a mansion? How about if you find out that when you had a mini mansion, 6,500 square feet, karate cribs with a K, because it was some stupid idea of a clothing line. You found out that you're rich, and rich goes to poor, and I don't mean poor Mondo, in a matter of days, if you keep spending the freaking money. I've done that twice. Got to 7 figures 2 times, lost it. One, because my role models were drug dealers and I just followed what they did. Second time, happy life, happy wife bullshit. And I gotta say it like that. It's happy family, including dad. And then everybody benefits from that. So if you're making $30,000, $40,000 a month and you're spending it all, and the next month you don't have the business in the same capacity because something tragic happens and you only got one stream of income, you can't live in the same quality life, hence lifestyle. So you got to make adjustments. And in 2011, they lasted for freaking many, many years. You know, when you have a bad strategy of spending all the money, it can never be changed. You have to learn about financial literacy, increase the quality of financial literacy. That's been my goal in recent years, and I believe that I can say I'm a lot better at it now. But I got to have a passion product, or passion project, as they call it. And I don't mean the chicken aside. Don't need that. I don't mean the Corvette, with the so-called midlife crisis that many of my friends have gone through and going through right now. I mean something that's bigger than you. I love martial arts. I don't like the idea that they make it seem like, oh, it's cute, you're still doing karate. Oh, watch yourself. You're like, disrespectful freaking bastards. So if there's still gas in your tank, now you have a place to play. It was interesting. I had a lot of people that came to our tournament, and some of them were bullies. Because they were real good fighters. Yeah. But then you hold a bully. Oh. And I looked at that room, and I'm like, wow, these are great pioneers and legends in fighting, and let me see who they are today. And some of them just were a mere image of themselves because they were destroyed based on injuries and divorces and all, some of them, But I was still happy to see them because they're still alive, so they're blessed. Right? If we're alive, we're still blessed. We're still here. They call it the president. It's a gift. So we're blessed. But then I saw some of them, like they never changed. Like there was a few people in the damn gym that I felt like just punching them in the mouth. You know how you got that face that you just want to punch in the mouth? I mean, I might have that face you guys want to punch me in the mouth. I might have that mouth you guys want to punch me in the mouth. So I get it. I'm not for everybody. But I'm just saying is that, why the hell did they come? Those miserable bastards. And I know why they come. To be the miserable bastards in the room. I'm going to be at the door of the next tournament. Okay. I'm not going to let a lot of these fuckers in. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Warning. I'm not going to beg anyone to come to be recognized and be in a room with quality martial artists. I'm not going to let your assholes treat me like an asshole and rip me off. I have my cousin who's right there, Carmen. There's a little bit, myself. When before, I hooked everybody up because I was in the front door. Now, it's the opposite. Now I'm like, I ain't hooking nobody up. You know why? I don't have to. You understand? I don't have to. I'm giving away $3,500, and that should be financed properly. And the only way to do that is not to rip myself off. And all you guys who came in, who said you were going to judge, and then you disappeared when I was calling you and I'm looking right in your face, and you made it seem like I wasn't talking, either you're going to come as a spectator, a competitor, and if you're going to judge, you're going to judge for real. Otherwise, I'm going to kick your ass out. No, I'm not going to do that. You won't be allowed to get in. I'm going to be in the front door. It's almost like, the extreme, right? I know that my job as a promoter is to let people know what's happening. But then a part of me says, my God, but I want these people to benefit from it. And you can't need the trophies. You can't need the medals. You need some money. And the money shouldn't be the motivator. I don't mean that. But I mean, the best way for me to respect you is to give you what I believe, you earned. And if the money's only $500 or $1,000, you should earn that. And I shouldn't say, give me a few days or a week. That's why I had to change the freaking date of the tournament. Now, mind you, this is the history. The UMAN OG, Unified Martial Arts Network, OG, all the guys, all the girls, Fountain of Youth, National Tour. Why did I call it the Fountain of Youth National Tour? Damn it, because if the Fountain of Youth actually existed, I know a lot of people be running to get there. And that's what Ponce de Leon supposedly said he found in a town called St. Augustine, Florida. And my friend Willie Morris has a business there. So I was thinking, man, if I found the Fountain of Youth, and I did, it was called competition. Because for some reason, anytime I'm competing in a tournament, like I did last year, 4 weeks before, there's one particular one, I start to hear, I don't see dead people, but I hear music. Every time I see that, well, you know, I'm going to compete, I know I got to do my part to get myself in shape because I talk so much shit all these years that I don't want people to, you know, think that they can break my jaw again and I'm going to be quiet. Today, my AI will probably talk more often if for some reason I couldn't talk. My point is that revenge, massive success. That's what revenge is. I can't get credit for it. There was a gentleman that sung, "It's Up to You, New York." And he's from Hoboken, New Jersey, by the way. Frank Sinatra wasn't from freaking New York. But he did sing that song and most people can identify with him as a New Yorker. No, Hoboken, New Jersey. He said, "The greatest revenge is massive success." Is that, honey, does that qualify as a little bit of wisdom? Say it, honey, say, "The greatest revenge
The greatest revenge
is massive success."
is master success.
Okay, can you do that in your style of little bit of wisdom? And if we can get her to do a live version of that, yeah, you can use Coco there. Okay, do I need to tell you again? The greatest revenge is massive success. Quiet on the set. Ready, rolling tape. Little bit of action. Little bit of action. Little bit of secret. Oh, no, what is it? Little bit of wisdom.
Wisdom.
Action.
The greatest success is... Oh.
Cut, take two. It's the greatest revenge is the greatest success.
The greatest revenge is the greatest success.
All right, with more attitude. That's not the way little bit of wisdom. First it starts off with little bit of wisdom. Cut, take 25. Come on, honey. Let's do it again. This is called the pressure. Ready, and go.
Little bit of wisdom. I can't do it.
You just did it.
No,
Go.
I'm not doing it. No.
Winners never quit.
Winners never quit. Quitters never win. I choose to be a winner.
All right, so go.
Wow.
The greatest revenge
The greatest revenge
is massive success.
is master success.
Massive.
Massive. Oh.
The massive success? Wait a minute. When you said master sex? Wait a minute. Honey, this is a family show.
Stop it.
Anyway. We can have fun, baby. We make mistakes to the top, honey.
Oh my God.
When you make mistakes on a Monday, the positive affirmation cops don't work. So you won't get a ticket today. Don't worry about it. You get a pass. See, people are so afraid that if they make a mistake, that someone's going to put them in timeout. The truth of the matter is that there's never been anybody who has become successful without making mistakes. By definition, when you lose, you learn. So you learn your way to the top. Now, if you can learn from other people's mistakes, of course, then you're fortunate. Not so many people that have been successful have done that. However, if you have a mentor, he or she that you listen to can possibly help you get the results that they've gotten and you haven't yet. There was a lady by the name of Joyce Santa Maria who had a martial arts tournament in the year 2000. She was the only person that was a female that was part of NASCA, the North American Sport Karate Association, board of directors and promoter of the Empire State Nationals, and the Educational Funding Company, EFC, again, board of directors, or the equivalent to the leaders, a speaker. So she was in two different operations at the same time, and she was sitting in that VIP room. She threw a tournament in 2000, and it was at Madison Square Garden. Now, Madison Square Garden has a variety of rooms where they have the smaller room. It was called the Phil Forum, and then it became the theater, and then it was called the Hulu Center, and I think it might be back known as the theater again. In other words, it fits about 5,000 people. It's not on 6th Avenue. It's on, I should say it's on 7th Avenue, not 6th Avenue, for those who live in New York. And they have the main arena. The main arena is what used to have the circus and what has concerts and the basketball and the hockey games that happen there. But they also have a convention center called the Rotunda. And the Rotunda is equivalent to the Jacob Javits or any place that's same level and you can rent. So she rented that section of Madison Square Garden. Was it Madison Square Garden? Yes, 1,000%, absolutely. Oh, got my cousin Shirley. Oh, first time, honey, I got not one but two of my family members / relatives too. Check that out. So, my point is that She raised the standard through a tournament in Madison Square Garden. Now, she turned away over 2,000 people that I saw. If someone would have had a tournament across the street, oh my God, they would have freaking made a lot of income based on the amount of people. They closed it. They were trying to shut it down because she had too many people, huh? The fire marshal said, you got too many people. And somebody who called was a hater. Imagine that. She got a bunch of fines because she did have a lot of people. However, the point wasn't this. Here's this woman who raised the freaking standards of martial arts tournaments. You would think that other people would have used her blueprint as an example of what to do in their town. Nope. The fucking piece of shit haters. Yes, and I'm saying it like that. You son of a bitches. What you did was made her disappear. Hun, she didn't even throw a tournament again.
Wow.
She took the $250,000, the $250,000, oh, after all the crap, and stayed in her karate school.
Awesome.
Not really. Because if she would have had the seminars of how to do that, oh my God, we could have had these things all over the country. She's had multiple sponsors. Every ring had a separate sponsor. And I remember looking at that, but not having a chance, and hopefully, now she's 83. You know when's the last time anybody seen her in a karate tournament?
When?
September 20th, when she came all the way from freaking Florida to the Boogie Down Bronx. And this lady is such a freaking hardcore, retired 83-year-old traveling alone, I think with a doggy. She parked in the Bronx when most of your sissies couldn't come to the Bronx. You know how many people said to me, oh, the Bronx, fucking faggots. Ooh, I said that, right? Yeah. I don't mean homosexuals, because they're not faggots sometimes. I mean, cojones, some faggots. The Bronx. Because you live in West Bubblefuck. Some of you guys, I swear to God, I think this year I'm going to bitch slap a few people publicly. They might have to press charges. Oh, no. I'm going to call it private lesson. So then they'll have to charge me. What do you think? I think Cuzzo like that, right?
Yeah.
This lady should have been doing seminars teaching people how to do that, how to raise the standards. Instead, all these men made her feel uncomfortable, and she stopped promoting tournaments. So she stood home. She said, what the hell are you guys? And she took the money and she retired, many years after. But she came all the way to the Boogie Down Bronx because she was the reason why I joined Educational Funding Company, EFC. Joyce Santa Maria was the reason why I went from what would be just a fighter who wanted to be an educator, and I learned from the Educational Funding Company because of Joyce Santa Maria. 1988, I came back from winning the World Pro-Am Nationals while being sponsored by American Airlines, and I couldn't make ends meet. I was sponsored, but the martial arts industry didn't have enough money to make a living only on prize money. And at that time, it was $1,000. More than what it was for many years after, which is crazy. But it's the same $1,000 that they gave away in 1972. Or 71 at the first battle, what became Battle of Atlanta. But I digress. My point is that this lady, I love her, I respect her. So when I won the most achieved new school in the nation in 1989 from the 88 season, because I turned around and shut the hell up and listened to the people who knew how to do things better than me when it came to running schools, props to Matt Muffley, John Coquinos, and other guys that were in the mentorship, or in the inner circle, who gave me audios, back then it was cassettes, to educate myself. I sent her a message and I asked her to come to my tournament. She was there for about 10 or 15 minutes. And that was even more impressive. You know what she said to me, hon?
What?
Listen, I can't stay long. I'm parked outside. Parked outside? She out in the RV, a whole house.
Yeah.
And she, in the Bronx. So she's so gangster, she parked up. Listen, I'm coming just to say hello. And as she was there, I made sure that she got her award, and we took pictures to prove it. And people were talking so much crap. Oh yeah, he said this person was going to be there. He said that person was going to be there. And then when they would show up, they would have to shut up. I respect that lady so much. I'm still committed, and I'm hoping and praying. If you're watching this, ma'am, please, I want to interview and find out, how did you have the most successful martial arts tournament that I bear witness to, and that was a quarter of a century ago, and people have still not been able to duplicate the growth that you did way back when. It was the first tournament I ever saw that was pre-registration only. Because maybe we could duplicate that. So unsung heroes, oh yeah, there's unsung heroes all over the place. But prejudice, I'm not saying racism, prejudice, meaning preference, right? I prefer this. There's always been prejudice against women, and there's always been prejudice against people who are successful. Lazy bastards always want to take the people who aren't lazy's ideas and money. And then the successful people, the creative people, you know what they normally do?
What?
Give up. Because they're emotional, they're creative. Oh, no one cares about me. So if you need a hug, damn it, I'll give you a hug. If you need a kick in your ass, I'll do the same thing. Make me no damn difference. Let's just make things happen, baby. No excuses. Excuse-itis out the window. I must say that I feel liberated. Even though I've always been like this, now I can use my age as an excuse. I'm too old for this shit. Guys, listen. Life is short. It's always a little bit. And we still love it. Right, honey? I love you.
Yep, I love you.
Slip that one through, son. And I'm willing to work with the willing. And the willing are minority people. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And if you gave me a cup of tea, don't have no freaking dirt inside of it. Let it be organic and let it actually have some cloves and maybe some agave as opposed to freaking sugar. And don't give me no damn milk from a freaking cow. Because I'm not going to have it. But I'll take the coconut milk today, please, with my whatever you do. Thank you. I digress again. We live during these incredible times, guys, that I can have fun. My lovely, wonderful, I'm so grateful for God to have us together and you to have the balls to actually do it and call me Carmen. I'm happy about that. You was a missing link in my life. How the hell can I go to a tournament? I should say, how can I have a 60th birthday party and at the time there was nobody with the same last name in the whole freaking room? I wasn't sad about it. I was being more factual. So now maybe next time, the next one, for what it was worth, we'll have some people. We also met Natalie, who happens to be a sister. But this is the interesting part. Carmen and Madeline happen to be sisters, but they don't know each other. But they really are my first cousins because they're my uncle's daughters. We're going to put this shit together. I'm even taking my uncle and I'll put some pressure on his ass. Because he knows things. Yeah, he knows things. I got to put some pressure on him. Hey, listen, we got things to do. So get your shit together. And that's what I'm saying to everybody. We got some shit to do. At least you do. So get your shit together. No excuses. It's about Goya. You ready to Goya?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
What?
Get off your assets.
Oh, okay.
Get off your assets.
Woo.
No excuses. Time for some action. I'm grateful that I'm alive, guys, and I'm looking to do the most I can possible. I do need help, and I've gotten help. Asking you shall receive. There's some voids in my life that I just never even thought about. I haven't thought about in a long time. The voids sometimes are not as important as raising your standards. Because sometimes when you raise your standards, you fill those voids. That's just the truth. I'll give an example, guys. You guys know people in your life that you're not in good relationship with right now, but they're watching you. Oh, they're on Facebook right now, and they're watching you. Like, you know how many haters have watched this so far?
Yep.
And the funny thing about it is that those dumb fucks don't think that I know. Right here, you can tell who pops up. They pop up and try to disappear. Pendejos. I don't care. You came to my tournament and you learned shit from me, and you continue, and you're watching this and rewind right now and trying to say, damn, this freaking guy. Think I don't know you? Come on, man. You guys are basic. I was brought up by real gangsters, real get-overs. My father's no joke. What? When you be in the federal government, oh, shit. For more years than most of you been born, damn, you good. But then the joke's on you, right? When you play crazy long enough, you know what happens, son?
What?
You become crazy. So you got to watch it. You don't want to become crazy, but don't be lazy. Be creative. Be like the creator and be creative. And trust me, you feel better about yourself. And remember, you will never be ever be celebrated in your village. However, go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. Pick and choose your audiences. Pick and choose where you take your time, money, and effort. You don't owe anybody anything. If anyone cares about you for real, they want you to be successful, in spite of them being there or not. Sometimes the best thing someone could do is leave you alone, because they know that they ain't shit and they can't help you. No disrespect intended, but a fact. I have some legendary hood rats in my family, but they were good at it. So I did the opposite. And they couldn't understand why the heck did I want so much more out of my life. And they didn't even realize they're the ones that motivated me by doing the wrong shit. I wanted to be the opposite of them. Junkies? Absolutely. Alcoholics? Thieves? Yes. I still had to say bendición. I still loved them. And I'm being facetious. I love the crap out of them. I don't love what they did, but so what? It's none of my business. I still respect them. I still respect them. But I couldn't use them as role models. I had to use them as anti-role models. So you got superheroes and you got stupid zeros. Superheroes and stupid zeros. Oh, heroes. Meaning bad examples. And you know how long it takes for you to change? Honey, how long it takes for you to change? It's an instant. Look at what happens.
In a second.
In a second. Now, the preparation may take a long time. The preparation may take years. But it takes a second for you to cross over to the other side and become an overnight success at age 103. Or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, if you guys are writing something, thank you for writing. I can't respond to anyone who's writing presently. But fact of the matter is that I'm having a great time with life, guys. Now, they've pressed the freeze button a few extra times, and those who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But it doesn't matter. If you use technology, you could be worldwide. Technology is also meditation. When you interconnect with somebody else, that's not even on this plane any longer. The dreams that I had the last few days, oh my God, they've been phenomenal dreams. We have angels amongst us, but we don't see them. They're in there, only there, and in here, internal, where heaven is. Internal, where Christ is. I may be religious, guys. I'm just saying that there's a possibility that maybe what you're looking for on the outside is already on the freaking inside, because that's where they hit it. The Anunnakis, etc., and the rest of the people. And those who know, those who know. You know. If you don't know, then you don't know. So make believe I don't know. What the hell do I know? Anyhow, let's see here. Do you know if I have to... What? You know that you don't have to explain... Oh, no. No, but I choose to explain myself if I choose to. I'm having fun. I don't have to explain myself. No, absolutely not. But I'm doing it for some loved ones who specifically need to understand. Listen, you guys are watching and you might be benefiting. Cool. It's not for you. It's for me and my loved ones. And if you benefit from it, cool. So again, I don't need... All right, so this is where it gets a little funny, guys. No, I do not need to explain myself. And when people say that, I know that's a sign of love when they say that. But if I fucking want to, I do. Because I choose to. And I know I'm not. You understand what I'm saying? So this is where I'm an asshole, because it goes to the borderline where I know when you support me and you say certain words, but I sometimes take it as a trigger. Don't fucking tell me what to do. Which of course doesn't mean that I'm right. But I'm just saying, I do what I want as a grown man. And what I want to do is do better. So if I choose to express myself in whatever capacity, I don't have to explain to the person that I don't have to explain. Like, anyway, come to the tone if you want to. If not, whatever the fuck. I'm confused. I digress. think it's time. I've been on too long. Anyway, guys, the best is yet to come. September 20th, everything changed in martial arts, at least in my crazy idea of mine. We had 16 states represented. We had people who hadn't competed in 40 years. The average age was 65. The oldest person was 85. There was 9 people that I knew of at the time had cancer at different stages, and they still competed. All these people are my heroes, men and women. There's a lot of them who are going to compete at the next time, which is March 28th, that I changed from February 28th, that I changed from February 6th. And why would I change? Because it was the best thing at the time to make things work as much as possible. So, February 7th. What I said?
February 6th.
Oh, that was your birthday. That's why I got confused.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. And then we're going to do... Anyhow. Oh, we are still celebrating her birthday on March 28th. How spoiled are you that you're going to be freaking being celebrated all that time?
Woo!
Anyway. Man, there's a bunch of people that came, and I wish they come back because I was afraid for their health. Up until this point, nobody has passed away that I know of that was at the tournament. And I know that's not going to be the case in the near future. See, I may not be here, God forbid, you know. That's why I have to make sure this thing gets as powerful as possible, that the beat goes on. So like that don't have to haunt you people. If for some reason I get an opportunity to go to the next level of existence. But I don't think there's unfinished business here, so trust me. I'm planning on, I'm changing my goal. Sorry. No, I'm not. Carlos Blanco, my brother, says 1997. The one that says, if anyone can, a Mexican. As corny as it is, I love that. And then my other brother, Dr. Jonathan Poussin, if anybody can, a Dominican. It's getting real corny, right? That's my partner, and we're the three amigos. Because if anybody can, a Puerto Rican. Huh, you heard that? A Puerto Rican too, baby. We all can. Everyone can. If you can. If you can.
Anybody.
We're working together again to help businesses and the employees take some of the monies that they already have now and keep it. Give themselves an internal raise. Instead of having to beg to get a raise, or I should say a loan to expand your business, the monies are already in there, in your own business. So I'm educating myself on how to help people help themselves and businesses too. And the secret is laying in FICA, and it is hyper approved. I know I'm talking nuclear physics again, but what I'm saying is that I'm looking to increase my fun. Honey, did I forget anything?
No.
Oh! Those of you who competed in the tournament up until February 28th, midnight, meaning March 1st it changes. You can compete. Hun, 3 divisions.
Yeah.
$100. And that'll give you all the benefits of what would be your interview, your map, your commercial, your infomercial, and your song. Which that is called a media kit, which normally would be $1,000. That's going to include with that. 3 divisions. At the door, it's $100 for 1 division, $25 each additional. Spectators can presently pay $50 for VIP. That's eliminations, nighttime finals, and the after party, which includes Miss Littlebit's birthday party, which we might have to share it. I have to get another cake from Master Ty, too, 'cause I think the week before, what the hell, maybe have more cakes than that. How about we celebrate anybody's party from the last few weeks who wants to? Is that be okay? The more the merrier. Oh my. If you're a regular spectator, presently, you can just pay $30 for the eliminations. That'll be $40 at the door. Doesn't matter to me. Cash App, Zelle, Pigeon, cash, I don't care. I've done it all types of ways. But anyhow, I digress. I'm tired, and I want to call my cousin, so we're going to hang up here. Is that okay, hon?
Yeah.
I'm Grandmaster Jerry Fastby Fontanez, and I approve of this message. For those of you who I offended, too bad. A.B., we out of here.